Alright, in this video I'll give you an introduction to how to use FylabJS. So we go to the website sciencecourseware.org/FylabJS right up here. Alright, if you go to this website, you will see a page like this. And the first thing we want to know, what do we want to mate? Well, we were going to, of course, mate female and male flies. That's kind of what we do here. But we need to design our cross. So here we have wild type females and we have wild type males. That's just going to give us wild type flies. So what we need to do to learn to use this is we need to pick a mutant. So I'm just going to pick something like eye color. So I go over here to the left and I pick eye color. And I'm going to pick white eyes, just off the top of my head. Not choosing it for any particular reason. And I'm going to select this fly for mating. Now this created a female. All right. Now if I'd wanted to do a male, I would have clicked on male in the previous one. And now I need to design a new fly to cross it with. So let's say I want to cross it with, let's do eye color again. And let's make it wild type. We'll leave it wild type. Alright, and now I just click mate the flies. Now here are the parents. The parent was a female, alright, and she had white eyes, and a male that was wild type. Now the offspring then, here is your offspring, and here are the number of flies you received. So these two mated, and they had roughly 1,000 offspring. It's going to be random here. You're not going to get exact numbers. But you got 525 females that were wild type. Notice the eye color. And 488 males with the white eyes. So now that you've crossed these, let's say we want to take the female that resulted this, that looks wild type, but we suspect, of course, maybe it has it carries a recessive allele that doesn't show up in the phenotype. So we're going to select that female, all right, and we are going to mate that female. So here's the female that looks wild type, all right, and we're going to now cross it with another fly. So we're going to design the fly. It's male, all right, and in this potential case, we're not going to design it. We're going to leave it wild type. Okay, so a male, completely wild. Everything here is wild type. I'm going to select that. So we're selecting a wild type male fly. See, it even tells us right here. And we're going to cross it with this result of the female, which looks wild type, but probably isn't. It probably has some recessive genes, and we're going to mate those two. And sure enough, we kind of show this. We show that we have some females that look wild, some males that look wild, but we did end up with some males that had the white eyes, meaning that one of these two carried a recessive gene, and of course that was in the female. The male we chose as pure wild type. So indeed, we now know that this female here has a recessive gene. It's probably some percentage. I'm sorry. It had a recessive allele. It was heterozygous. Right. It was like big A, little a. Whereas the male, of course, is wild type, which was probably big A, big A. And you crossed those, and this is what we got. We got 3 different types of flies. The majority of them were females that were wild type, fewer number, but about half the number were male wild type, and then half were male with the white eyes. So if you realize this number, the 3, or I should say 2 to 1 to 1, if you remember your crosses, that's probably the case where all of these males here are probably homozygous. These are heterozygous females, and these are homozygous recessive males. It probably is sex-linked off the top of my head. I would say maybe that's since we don't seem to get the females that have the heterozygote. But you can't prove that. You have to go and continue and do more crosses to find out everything about it. So you would have to make many combinations of these crosses to figure out exactly the exact nature of the cross. So this is just the first introduction of FylabJS. I've probably actually gone a little bit beyond what was required here. For the first crosses, you should be finding your mutation, all right, over here. So if it's something here in antennas or wing shapes, you need dumpy. I know some people, I believe, have dumpy and some curly wings. So here's where you find all of your mutations, bristles. So stubble, I think, is one. Go through and find yours, and you make the appropriate crosses and record those results we had, those numbers, all right, and that's what you're looking for in WA1. So you're going to need to be doing this for WA1 to make general crosses with your flies.